Hello and welcome to the AS Football Podcast. My name's Alfie and this is Sam, and we are going through our Premier League top 20 for the 2021 season. Obviously, we're going to be doing loads more videos like match day predictions every Friday, and obviously more videos on transfers and everything, all football stuff. All right, let's get into the video. So, in 20th, Sam, who have you got there?
I've got West Brom.
Why do you think that? Why are you putting West Brom right at the bottom?
Well, although they're currently beating Chelsea on the screen right now, 90th minute.
Yeah.
I think they haven't invested enough into their squad, to be honest. As much as other teams have, they'll come up. Fulham looking a bit shaky as well, but I feel like they'll finish above them since they've actually they've made better signings. I mean, I know they've got Diangana from West Ham, but not sure if that'll be enough to keep them up, so that's why.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a bit of a mixed match, isn't it? Because Fulham and West Brom, I feel like they're both going to come up straight and then go straight down. I don't think they're strong enough to compete in the Premier League. Anyway, in 20th, I've got Fulham. So, obviously, West Brom, Fulham, you've gone West Brom. Obviously, they've got Mitrovic up front, get them 10-plus goals a season, but I don't think it's enough to keep them up. I feel like they haven't invested again. They're not too strong. I mean, they've signed Knockaert for 10 mil, and they've got Lamina, who's a solid midfielder from Southampton. I think Southampton have lost out getting rid of him on loan to Fulham, but I still don't think it's enough to keep him up.
In 90th, I got Fulham. They're a club that close to me, but I also think, although they won the playoffs, they have a lot of money. They should have invested it more than they have. They've brought in decent players like Lamina, but I still don't think they're going to be able to compete with the other teams, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, the same with West Brom. And then 19th, I've also got, you put them in 20th, I've got West Brom. Obviously, you said they've signed West Ham's Diangana. Obviously, the West Ham fans are quite angry with that. They weren't happy. They've let a youngster go. But it was a great signing. He'll get them goals. He'll get them assists. But I still don't think it's enough attackingly. In defence, they've signed Ivanovic from Zenit, ex-Chelsea player. I feel like his career is not really. I don't think he's got like legs on him.
Yeah.
I just don't think that he's the centre back they need. But they ain't strong enough to stay up in the league this year.
Yeah, fair enough. 18th.
What are you going with?
I've put West Ham. They actually have, since the game against us, they've actually looked all right. But I do think their club's in a bit of a shambles at the moment, especially if they lose Rice to Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's probably their best player. So
I don't think they can get rid of him, though.
I mean, they'll try them, but if they get offered 60 million, I don't think they're going to turn it down.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, they ain't going to... I don't know who they sign. Like, who's going to replace him? Like, who's going to want to come... No offence to West Ham, but who's going to want to come in and play holding midfielder as quality DM?
Exactly. So
I don't think, yeah.
I think they'll struggle. I mean, if Haller and Joe Linton can actually perform this year, who knows? Felipe Anderson, they've got quality in the team, but they just don't seem to perform very much. So
yeah, exactly. Well, in 18th, I've also gone with West Ham. Obviously, this, like I said a second ago, they've sold Diangana. He's not really, like, all the fans, like even Mark Noble tweeted that he wasn't happy with that decision. He wasn't happy at all. I mean, the only player they've really signed that brought in is Thomas Souček from Slavia Prague. I mean, he's a decent player, right? But he's not a proven prolific goal scorer in the Premier League, is he? Like, there's so many players in the Premier League, so many teams in the Premier League, like Southampton, for example. They're not a great team all around, but they've got a striker that can score goals, Danny Ings. But I've put them in 18th because I purely think this season will be the season they go down. I don't think they'll survive the season.
Yeah, same. 17th. Who have you gone for?
Right, I've gone for Aston Villa.
Okay.
I think they made a massive signing with Martinez from Arsenal. Quality keeper. Even like in their second game, his first appearance, he made a penalty save and they won their game 1-0. So that was a quality first appearance for Martinez. I'm sad to see him go from Arsenal, but that's good for them. I reckon he'll keep him up. Obviously, they've got Grealish for another 5 years, or that's what they at the moment.
If they lost him, I could see them getting relegated, but that's big for them. Keeping him.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, they signed Ollie Watkins, 26 goals for Brentford in the league last season.
Yeah, good player.
I know it was a championship, but the championship is a tough league to score, and I feel like he'll come up and get them the goals they need to survive.
Yeah,
Who have you got in 16th?
I put
17th.
Obviously, they do have Danny Ings, who can always score goals and always a threat. I think he'll still do well and be there or thereabouts for the Golden Boot, but I don't think just him is going to be able to keep him up. I think they're leaky at the back, the defence isn't great, and they've obviously lost Lamina, who's a decent player, and I just don't think they're good enough to do very well, but I think they'll just about survive.
Yeah, I think so as well. Well, in 16th, I've got Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they made a Kyle Walker Peters in permanent deal. I mean, I know they lost 5-2 they lost to Spurs the other day, but Kyle Walker Peters looked solid at the back. He quite held his own. He done well against Son, even though he scored 4 goals. But Kyle Walker Peters done really well. I think he's a solid signing. Obviously, got rid of Lamina, solid CDM. That's not good for them. I don't know why they got rid of him. And yeah, they've obviously got Danny Ings up front, but I mean, he scores goals for fun, really, for a team that he hasn't got really many players behind him, but I feel like he's going to score a few goals this season to keep him up. I reckon he'll save them, to be honest.
Yeah. In 16th, I've got Villa. As you said, they've got Ollie Watkins. A lot of money spent. It's a big risk for a player who's not played in the league before, but he was prolific last year, and I feel like he'll do well for him. Also, they've obviously got Martinez, as you said as well, who's a quality goalkeeper. I think he'll be the difference. I think he'll keep him save him a lot of times this season. And also Grealish, obviously a 5-year deal, is probably their biggest signing. He's absolutely quality. He's huge.
I mean, like you said earlier, Grealish, they could be doing it to get rid of him for more money, I suppose. Bigger clubs come in and sign Grealish. They get more money for it, wouldn't they?
Exactly, yeah.
Smart move. Right, in 15th, I've gone for Brighton. I mean, they're a consistent team when it comes to the league. I mean, they played, even though they lost to Chelsea, they played really well. I thought they didn't deserve to lose that game. At least they deserved a draw. Yeah. I mean, I remember Dunk missed a sitter that they could have equalised, but then Chelsea went on to win. I mean, like I said, they've got Dunk at the back. He's quite a solid centre-back. Other than that, I don't think they've really brought anyone in. They brought in Veltman from Ajax for under €1 million. That's not
as well back from loan from Leeds, who won the league last season, played every minute for him.
Yeah, true. That's
a good defender.
Yeah, true. But I just don't think they're gonna get into the top 10. I feel like they're a mid-table team. Yeah. I just don't think they're gonna got the quality that can break in. So that's why I put them in 15th.
Yeah, and in 15th I put Sheffield United. Obviously they kind of overperformed, you could say, last season. Done very well. But I feel like they'll be able to keep up that pace for another year, to be honest. Excuse me. I feel like the Premier League will figure them out now. Figure out they have to rough them up a bit and just get at them a little bit, really. And I'm not really sure who they've signed. Signed Ramsdale to replace Dean Henderson, but there's still a big loss getting him go back to United. He was probably their best player last season, so I feel like they'll struggle this year, but I still think they'll stay up. So yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, so in 14th, I have gone for Crystal Palace. Obviously, they had a really good start. Got 2 wins out of 2. Obviously, they played against Everton today and they lost 2-1. Zaha couldn't save them this week. But keeping Zaha was quality. Like, they needed to keep him because he gets their goals. Like, they have Benteke, but he doesn't score the goals that he used to do for Villa. He's not as prolific as he used to be. Obviously, I feel like they'll stay up. Middle table team again. They're not the best playing team, but they do break really well with Zaha on the attack with pace. Purely on Zaha, I think. I mean, in Roy Hodgson, they've got a good manager. Obviously, he's been around a few years. He knows what he's doing in the Premier League. So I don't think they'll be in trouble in the bottom half of the table this season. So I'm going to put them in 14th.
In 14th, I've got Brighton. Before the season started, I thought they'd get relegated, but through their start to the season, they looked decent and played very well against Man United today. I'm very unlucky to not win that game, let alone lose it.
Yeah.
In the fashion they did as well. They've got a few decent players. Like I said, with Ben White, he played quite well today. He's a quality defender. Won the league last season with Leeds. And Lewis Dunk is a defender who's been consistent for the last few years in the league as well. And I feel like their manager, Graham Potter, is a good manager and he'll get the best out of his players. And they've also got that youngster, Lamptey, who's his quality is really young, really pacey, great fullback, and I feel like they'll do decent this season.
Might push up the field, get them some goals, help out with the attack.
Exactly.
All right. In 13th, this is very questionable because some people are putting them quite high up on the table, but I think it's a team that's just come up in Leeds United. Obviously, they've strengthened quite a bit. They've got Rodrigo up front, a good player from Valencia. I mean, he can score goals, as he's proven to score goals, but I don't think he is a 20-plus goal scorer like Jamie Vardy, Aubameyang, Salah. He's not on them Esca players. I feel like he will come into the team and get maybe 10 goals in this season. Obviously, Bamford has scored a couple of goals already. He's looking on form this season in the Premier League, which is good to see. Obviously, they've signed Helder Costa, who's a quality winger, gives him pace, he's direct. He's just a quality player all round. Gives them something different up there. And obviously, their defence, they've got Luke Ayling as the captain. He's proven last season he was solid at the back and he just brings the team together. He's a quality player. I feel like Bielsa, obviously, likes of Klopp, Pep Guardiola, all say that Bielsa is one of the best managers in the world. He's technically gifted. He's just a quality manager. So I feel like he'll keep him up. I feel like he'll keep him mid-table.
Yeah.
And keep him 13th.
I'll go for Burnley in 13th. I think they've got some decent players. They've got goal scorers, Wood, etc. And they have a decent midfield. If they can keep hold of Tarkowski, that would be big. If they lose him, then I can maybe see him going lower. But with decent management. And I feel like they're a very tough team to play against. They're very physical, very big. I feel like they do all right and be consistent as they have been for the last few years.
Yeah, Burnley are a solid team. Right, in 12th, I have gone with Newcastle. Right. I mean, it's a bold move because they had a good first game, but the second game, I mean, they kind of got walked over by Brighton.
Yep.
I don't know what happened in that game, but no one turned up, to be honest. Obviously, they've signed Callum Wilson, a proving Premier League goal scorer for Bournemouth. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he got relegated last season, so that's a good signing from Newcastle. And obviously, they've got his old teammate as well, Fraser, on a free, which is really good signing. He's a direct winger. He's strong. He's just a quality all-round player. I feel like they've got enough quality to get 12th. I don't know about reaching into the top 10. There's too many good teams this year. I feel like there's so many teams like Everton, Leicester, Wolves, all these teams that will push up into the top 10, but I don't think Newcastle will make it. But with Wilson and Fraser added to the team, obviously St. Maximin, quality player, midfielder, attacking midfielder, winger. He's just a quality player. But with the quality they've got up front, I feel like they'll get 12th.
I've also gone for Newcastle there. As you said, Callum Wilson's a very good signing for them. They need goal scorers. They're big signers over the last few years, like Joelinton, haven't really worked out. He's probably the flop of the season this year. Very expensive. They got Wilson for a decent price, and I feel like he'll come good. He's Premier League proven. He knows what the league's about. He knows how to play in it. They've also signed Hendrick from Burnley, and he scored in his debut the other day, and he's a decent player as well. So they've got a decent manager as well, Bruce, and I feel like they'll do all right and finish 12th.
Decent. Right, in the 11th position, I have gone with Sheffield United. I feel like this is too high. I might have made a mistake here. I'll see at the end of the season. I don't think, obviously, their start hasn't been great. I don't think they'll finish where I put them, but this is what I thought at the start of the season after looking, because obviously last season they were solid at the back. They're a hard team to break down, to beat, but I just don't think they haven't really signed anyone. I don't think this season, I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't think they've signed anyone really
Got the goal.
important.
Ramsdale, obviously, they got him, but I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not really that good, but obviously they've got John Egan at the back. He's a solid centre back. He's always been a solid centre back. Defensively, Sheffield United are a solid team. I just don't think they'll get the goals to exceed this season. That's my point of view. But yeah,
11th up at Palace. If they can keep hold of Zaha, they can definitely finish here, possibly higher. But if they lose him, possibly lower. But I used recently. Townsend's come into a bit of form as well. Obviously, got a big win at Old Trafford at the start of the season. They're the defense is all right. Got a good goalkeeper. I feel like they've got a decent manager as well, obviously. So I feel like they'll do quite well. They can keep hold of it.
Zaha's a big player for them. Like when he goes, I feel like he'll go next season. I don't think he'll stay any longer. But when he does go, that's going to be a huge loss for them. Seriously. Right, going into the top half of the table in 10th position, I've gone with Burnley. So obviously they've got Tarkowski in defence. I don't know if they'll be able to keep him. Obviously, there's a bit of interest from Leicester at the moment. But if they keep Tarkowski, they'll concede less goals, as he's a quality centre-back. Attackingly, I mean, they've got Jay Rodriguez. He's a quality striker when he's on form. They've got a decent team. But like Sheffield United, obviously I should put Sheffield United 11th. I put Burnley in 10th. I feel like Burnley and Sheffield United are roughly the same sort of style team. Mm-hmm. They both haven't got massive squads, but they're both like a solid pack team. Like they're really good. Like they're hard to beat away from home, at their ground, obviously. So I feel like they'll finish solid 10th position this year.
Yeah. In 10th up at Leeds, I think, although leaky at the back, as we've seen so far this season, conceded a lot of goals.
Yeah.
They've also scored a lot, and obviously the signing of Rodrigo is quite big. Like you said, I don't think he'll be a 20-goal season player, but I think he'll get maybe 10, 12, something like that, and also help out in other areas. A bit like how Lacazette does for us. He'll hold up play and stuff, and I think he'll be good for them. And losing Ben White's a big loss, but I still think the defence. The defence is a bit shaky, obviously, but I feel like they'll score enough goals to be able to do well. Maybe not like 10th, maybe they'll be lower, but I feel like they'll definitely be able to get top 10. It's definitely a possibility of the two.
Yeah, that's cool. Right, in the 9th position, creeping just into the top 10, I put Leicester City. So Leicester City last season, obviously everyone, I don't know, obviously they got Jamie Vardy scoring them goals. He helps them out big time. I feel like if they lost him, they wouldn't be up as high as they were last season. Obviously, but honestly, like Leicester, I don't know. I put them in 9th because I feel like they're not going to be as good as they were last season. Obviously, getting in the top 3 with like 3 games to go, and then they just lost it after we come back from lockdown, and they started playing again. Leicester didn't really find their form.
Yeah.
But at the start of this season, though, they look like they found their form again. They look like they're playing well together. They're a good team. And obviously, Jamie Vardy's scoring goals again, as usual.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like Brendan Rodgers is a great manager. When they got him from Celtic, that was a quality. Like, to get him in is really good for them. But I don't think they'll push for the top 4 this season. So I'm going to put them in 9th.
Yeah. 9th and 8th were quite hard between 2 teams for me.
Yeah,
I think. But I've gone with Wolves in 9th. I feel like they've lost Doherty to Spurs. It's a big loss for them. It's very important to the way they played the system, 5 at the back. They obviously signed Nelson Semedo, who's a big player. But they obviously have to get used to the league. And I'm not sure if he'll suit them as well as Doherty did. And they've got a good defence. A great midfield. They've got players that can score goals. They've obviously lost Jota to Liverpool. It's a big loss for them as well. But I don't think he started most games for them anyway. So they got a lot of money from him as well. So that was actually quite good business from them. The quality side, I can definitely see them finishing higher. But I've gone for 9th.
Yep. Okay. So in 8th, like I said, like we both said, it's a tough like couple. These 4 positions, I'd say from 9th to 6th is between 4 teams. Obviously, I think the top 5 is way above these 4 teams, but I feel like these 4 teams will be within each other. So in 8th position, I've gone with Wolves. Like you just said, they've got like a quality based team. They're good. They've got good midfielders. I mean, they're mostly Portuguese players, but they've got solid defence. They've got solid midfield. They've got solid attack. They're an all round good team. And their manager Nuno Espirito Santo is a quality manager. Honestly, he's up there with the top 4 managers in the Premier League, I think, personally. Obviously, like you said, they got rid of Jota. I know he didn't play as much, but he did. He was a quality player and he come on to score quite a few goals for him.
Yeah,
that's a loss. Obviously, I know they got rid of Doherty, but I don't think. I know it's a big loss, but obviously bringing in Nelson Semedo, big player from Barcelona, with his pace in the league, he can do some bits for him. Obviously, they've got the big man Adama Traore, absolute beast on the wing, Spanish beast. But I feel like they'll finish 8th. I don't think they'll push up into the top 6, top 5. They're not haven't got the quality, but that's where I'm putting them this season.
Yep, fair enough. 8th, yeah, but I think Leicester in 8th. Also, they've got Vardy. He most likely, as long as he can stay fit, he'll get at least 20 goals most likely. Tielemans is a quality player as well. Great defence. Literally, they're good everywhere. They're very good. They could definitely finish higher than this, but I just think the teams around them made signings and I feel like they might finish up higher than Leicester, but Leicester definitely can finish higher. Yeah, 8 for now.
In it, like what we said, it's so close between these 4 teams. Personally, that's what I think.
Yeah.
All right, so in 7th position, this might be very controversial as an Arsenal fan, but I've put Spurs in there. People are going to slate me in the comments, but I feel like Spurs are going to be in 7th this season. Obviously, they've signed the likes of Bale on loan from Real Madrid. I think it's a quality signing. He's a good player, but is he going to stay fit for the whole season? I do not know about that one. He's not. He won't even be fit for another month at the moment. So, and when he does come in, what's the chance that he might become injured again? Yeah. Obviously, I feel like their defence is really shaky. Eric Dyer, I don't think he's a centre back. I can't see why they play him there. But obviously, they got a really good win against Southampton in the last game, which was surprising. They went 1-0 down to Danny Ings' goal. But I feel like this season, I don't think Spurs will finish in the top 4. I feel like Mourinho isn't the manager they need to take them there. I feel like when they lost Pochettino, that was the biggest loss that they could have had. I know he lost the dressing room, but I feel like he's the type of manager to take them. Maybe even likes of Eddie Howe. If Eddie Howe, because at Bournemouth, he didn't really get backed with money. Imagine if Eddie Howe was at Spurs, he had the money to take him signings and take him somewhere. But I still feel like they're going to finish 7th this season.
Yeah, I agree. I put them there as well. We're going to get a lot of stick. but
exactly. Yeah.
Listen, before they got Bale and Reguilon, I would have. They did look very shaky, so definitely 7th. Now they've got them. If they can come good, who knows? They can finish higher. But the defense is shaky. Lloris isn't what it used to be. Alderweireld's getting on. Their midfield just isn't great. And Ndombele don't want to be there. Sissoko doesn't do anything.
It's true. But I do feel like
also Son and Kane are both world class. They're quality players, but
but I feel
quality everywhere to do well.
I also feel like, but I do feel like that Ndombele is coming into form a little bit. He's recently been performing well, so
plays well. I don't think he wants to be there. So I'm not sure. If I can give and he comes good, then maybe. Yeah, they can definitely finish higher, but gone for 7th from other things.
Get slate from the Spurs fans. Right, in 6th position, I've gone with Everton. Yeah. So last season, I wouldn't have put Everton above Spurs. I wouldn't put Everton above Leicester or Wolves. But the signings that they've made this season has been incredible for them. The likes of Allen, James Rodriguez, and Doucouré in the midfield is the best 3 midfielders they could have signed, I feel like. Doucouré at Watford was a solid CDM, but I feel like he weren't in a quality team. Now he's got Allen in there, played for Napoli, quality player, has been around for quite a long time. And they've got James Rodriguez, who's just a talented player, let's be real. He's played the likes of Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all these teams in Champions League. He's got mad experience, and I feel like he will push Everton into the top 6 and get them Europa League for this season. Obviously, they've got quality attack as well that finish goals. Their keeper's good, but I feel like Ancelotti as a manager will just push them together and push them into the top 6.
Yeah, I agree. I put Everton in 6 as well. Listen, their attack's great. Calvert-Lewin's scoring goals for fun right now. What's he got? 5 in his first 3, something like that?
3 games, yeah. Quality.
9 out of 9 points so far for Everton. Obviously, 1 away at Spurs. Literally one of the best midfielders in the league now after their signings. They've got one of the best managers in world football. I think obviously Everton have always been looking to push for Europa League and Champions League. Never quite done it in the last few years, but I feel like this year could be their year, and especially under Ancelotti getting his first full season in charge of them. And yeah, they've got a good defence as well, decent goalkeeper. I feel like they'll do well this season.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like obviously like Ancelotti is just a different class manager. That was the best choice that they made, bringing him in, because he knows what he wants to buy, he knows who he wants to buy, and he knows how to push them together and how to make a team perform. Right, let's get into the big top 5. Right, in 5th position, missing out on the Champions League places, I have put Manchester United. This window has been, personally, I think they've had the worst window out of all the 20 clubs. They haven't really brought anyone in. They've just been begging on this Sancho move, which hasn't really been happening. We haven't seen no improvements in the deal or nothing. We know that Dortmund don't want to get rid of him unless they want to buy him for over 100 mil, which is ridiculous at this moment in time due to COVID. So I just don't think they've made the signings that they can push on into the top 4. You've got the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, all making signings that can push them forward. I just don't think Man United has done that. Obviously, they've got a good attack in Rashford, Martial, and they signed, obviously, one of the world's best midfielders, attacking midfielders, I think, in Bruno Fernandes. I think he's a quality player. I love him at Arsenal. But I feel like him and mixing him with Martial and Rashford getting them goals, I feel like he'll get them the goals to get 5th, but I just don't think they'll get top 4, purely because also their defence is so shaky. It is such a shaky defence. At the moment, De Gea is not really performing. I know they've got Dean Henderson back, so maybe he can come in and perform as he was last season. I just don't think Harry Maguire and Lindelof together are a good duo. I think they need to look for a centre-back rather than just begging on this Sancho deal. So that's why I've got them in 5th.
Yeah, I agree. I've been saying all window, I don't know why they're trying to spend over 100 million on Sancho.
It's ridiculous.
They'll big up their attackers, and they're going for another attacker, which they don't really need. Then they can spend 80 to 100 million on defender and literally sort the defence out straight away. But
I don't know why they don't just get someone like Koulibaly in there.
Exactly, they should go for someone like that. But I'm not complaining.
Yep.
Apparently they're going to have I've heard they're going to have one last offer for Sancho, see what they can do, but I don't think it's going to happen this window, to be honest. If it does, it's a good signing, obviously. He's a quality player, but he's not what they need right now. If they get it looks like Tellez is coming in, who's they definitely need a left back. But he's the most important position. They need to sort out the centre back position. But obviously they've been shaky first few games of this season. Solskjaer, I don't think is a good enough manager to get top 4 again.
No.
I think they'll struggle this season. I think they'll just miss out on top 4.
All right. Is that you put them in 5th, right?
Yeah, 5th.
As well as me, yeah? Okay, so the top 4. Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I'd love to put us up there, but I just don't think we have the quality to, like the likes of Man City and Liverpool, to challenge for the title this season. Obviously, I think the barrier is going to be a bit closer this season. Like last season, Liverpool were off on their own. City didn't really perform that well, quite far behind them in 2nd. So in 4th place, I have got Arsenal. Obviously, I support Arsenal. It's a big move putting us in top 4 this season. I mean, Arteta's come in last season and he's just made the team play well together. I feel like with Unai Emery, the players weren't really playing for him. They didn't enjoy his philosophy. They just didn't look like they wanted to play, to be honest. Let's be real. We've made a good signing in Gabriel as a centre-back. He's played the last couple of games. This is a good stat, He's got 179 completed passes in 2 games as a centre-back, and that is number 1 out of the whole of the Premier League this season, which is a great start. He's known for his distribution on the ball, which is what we struggled with last season, let's be real. Leno.
Left-footed as well, which is a very important in Arteta's way of playing.
Exactly. Like, obviously, Arteta likes playing from out the back. Last season, that didn't really go too well. We conceded quite a few goals because of it. But having a more strong defence, him and David Luiz as a partnership, obviously with Holding in there as well. Hopefully bring in Saliba soon. Hopefully soon as possible. But yeah, that's the defence. I feel like attackingly, we've made a decent signing in Willian. Obviously, he's proven Premier League quality. Let's be real. I feel like he's going to bring goals and assists to our team, helping Aubameyang, Lacazette, and then Nketiah getting goals. Another really big thing for us this season, we needed this to happen. Otherwise, we could have lost the dressing room. Is getting Aubameyang to sign this deal. We got it done. We kind of knew it was done because Arteta was kind of convincing us to not worry about it. But now we've got it done. I feel like he's going to get 20 plus goals this season. We're going to push on, and I feel like we'll get top 4. I believe that what Arteta is bringing to Arsenal is just fresh quality football, and I feel like he's got the dressing room, and we've got some good youngsters in there like Saka. I just feel like we'll do well, but I feel like maybe if we do get a couple of signings like Aguiar from Lyon or the likes of Partey from Atletico Madrid, if we get any of these guys in, I feel like we could push for the top 3. We maybe could push for the title. It's just depending on if we get more signings to improve the quality of the team. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put a 4th as well. Other fans might say it's biased, might say it's unrealistic, but Arteta's been quality since he's come in. I think he's only lost 6 games in like 30 or something like that. Obviously, won a trophy in half a year, pretty much. He's been great for us so far. We brought in Gabriel, as you said. I didn't know that stat you said, which sounds great as well. We're looking a lot more, especially the system, 3 at the back. We're looking very good. We need Tierney to stay fit. I think he's one of our most
huge.
One of our most important players, definitely. And brought in a back keeper. Don't know anything about him, to be honest, the new keeper. But we'll see how he does. If God forbid,
well, apparently he's going into the third goalkeeper. He's not even going to be our second goalkeeper.
Yeah. Hopefully that. If not, then we'll see how Ronison fares. Obviously, we've got Willian, as you said as well, on a free transfer. I think that's a good deal. He's not young, but he doesn't play his age. He plays like a 25-year-old. He's a decent.
Yeah.
He looks a lot more creative and threatening when he's on the pitch as well at the moment. As you said, if we can get Partey and Aouar in, looking kind of promising. Our personal terms have been agreed, and Partey, I think we're just waiting until the last minute to trigger the release clause because Atletico paying hardball. We're going to sell them Torreira by the looks of things, or he might go to Torino.
Yeah.
That'll probably bring in about 20 million. I don't think we'll give him for an option to buy it. It'll either be a permanent deal or obligation. We get at least 20 million in. And if we sell like the Kolasinac, Mustafi, Socrates, that brings more funds in as well. I think if we get those players, that will not complete, but it will make the team so much better, so much more solid. And teams will fear us. And I think we'll definitely get top 4 if we get them. Maybe top 3. I don't think we'll. I think we're ways away from that yet, but definitely close the gap on the teams above us if we get those players in. And it's looking promising.
Well, yeah, I read about this thing I watched it on Sky Sports News and I've read about it. Obviously, the new rule that's coming in, you can only have 17 foreign players in your squad. You need 8 homegrown players in your squad out of the 25. So, obviously, if we can offload a couple players like Kolasinac, Mustafi, and all these players, Guendouzi, Torreira, if we can offload these players, we can bring in a couple of like Aouar or Partey. Of course, that's a new rule coming in, so hopefully we sort that out. But it's going to be hard to get rid of them, let's be real. We haven't really had many offers for a couple of them. Yeah. But it's just about finding the right club, to be honest. Let's be real. But hopefully we get the funds and sign a couple new players and look more strong.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, in third position, I've gone with Chelsea. I feel like with their team, they've gone big this season. Obviously, they had the transfer ban. But I just feel like Werner is a good signing. He's big money, but he's a quality player. He's proven in the Champions League. So I feel like he'll bring him goals this season when he gets into the groove. Havertz, obviously a solid attacking midfielder. Scored a hat-trick against Barnsley in the Carabao Cup the other day. Once he gets going, he'll get going. He'll do well, get some assists. Obviously, they've signed Thiago Silva. He's been around. He's a quality centre-back for PSG. I feel like he'll create more solidity between the defence. Obviously, they've been a bit shaky the last couple of years, Chelsea. Obviously, Kepa in goal has been dropped today. So Caballero came in and they nearly lost to West Brom. They only drew 3-3. In the end, they come back from 3-0 down. So fair play to them. But I still think they haven't got... Like, obviously, it's going to take time for all these players that they've brought in. Obviously, Ziyech has still got to come in. It will take a lot of time for them all to come in and play together, because you can't just go out and buy like the likes of you got a new team, you bought Messi, Ronaldo, all these players that haven't played with each other. They just come in. It's going to take time for them to mould together and become a good squad. So I feel like they'll get third this season.
Yeah, I'll put them in third as well. As you said, they made so many signings. It's not going to work overnight. Because they're going to take time to gel, and I can see them finishing lower. I can also see them finishing higher. If all the signings work out, I can see them finishing second. Maybe I don't think they'll win the title, but at the same time, I can see them dropping out of the top four since they've got so many new players and they look very shaky right now. And they haven't really addressed the defence. Obviously, they've got a left back in Chilwell. A lot of money is spent on them, and they've got Thiago Silva and Sarr, but they've loaned Sarr back out. And Silva didn't have the greatest of games today.
No.
Chilwell's a great player, but I'm not sure if we're gonna stop him conceding goals. But as you said, Werner's a quality player. If he comes good, he'll score him goals, and he'll do well. From Havertz has done well as well. They've got other players that they've had last season as well, like Mount, who scored a quality goal today. And so I feel like they'll do well. I think they'll finish third, but I could see them finishing lower.
Yeah, I mean, Frank Lampard is a decent manager, but I feel like he hasn't had didn't have too long. He hasn't had too long as a manager. He just jumped straight into the Chelsea job. Really, let's be real. I don't think he's got the experience he needs to take this team into like title winning seasons.
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't think he's got the quality. So right, second place. This is a big decision because obviously this team won the title last season. I'll put Liverpool in second place. People are probably going to slate me for this because they think Liverpool are just going to win again. But I think this season it's going to be a lot closer. Obviously, Liverpool have the quality, but I feel like their fans played such a big part in the way that they won that league last season. I feel like the home games at Anfield, where the fans are behind them, and the games where they just nearly lost, because they did have a few of them games in last season. They only won by one goal, last second winners and stuff like that. But that's what you have to do as a team in the title at the top. But I just feel like they haven't. I mean, they brought in Thiago. That is one of the best signings. I think he's a top quality player. He came on the other day against Chelsea. He looked like a different gravy, mate. Absolutely different gravy.
Passing the 45 minutes of any Premier player ever. I think I saw that.
Exactly. He just looked like he was creating so much. But I feel like he's a quality player. Yeah. Obviously, that's going to unsettle Wijnaldum and players like that in the midfield, not getting them enough game time.
Looking like it's in the Barcelona anyway.
Exactly. Like, I feel like Liverpool need to strengthen, otherwise they will not do as good as they did, because people are going to figure out how they play and the players they've got. If they need to bring in players, which they've done. Obviously, it's a good signing with Thiago. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp knows his players well. He's got a strong defence with Van Dijk and Gomez, and obviously a quality keeper in Alisson. I just, honestly, with no fans in the stadium, there's obviously Anfield ain't going to be like Anfield anymore. Obviously, we go to Anfield Monday night. I feel like we can put in a performance there. Obviously, without the fans, Liverpool fans, it makes it easier for us to play against them. I feel fans are a massive thing. Like, people don't understand. It's such a massive thing for them. So I feel like Liverpool ain't going to retain the title this season, and they are going to finish in second place.
Yeah, I've also gone with Liverpool in second. As you said, the Santiago is probably the best in his position in the world. quality midfielder, and I think that's the place they strengthen the most in the midfield. I do think they need a centre back to partner Van Dijk. Gomez is good, but I'm not sure if he's good enough.
Yeah.
They've probably got the best left back and right back in world football right now, as well as the best centre back. One of the best keepers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Their attack's unreal. I still think Firmino does let them down a lot of the time. He's a decent player, but he doesn't score enough. In my opinion, Mane is probably the second or third best player in the league. I think he's better than Salah, and I think he'll score
100%.
So same as Salah's quality as well, score a lot of goals as well. But yeah, I think they'll definitely push for the title, but I think they'll just miss out this season. And yeah, Jota is a good player, but I don't really understand that signing because they've paid 40 million for a player who's not going to start. So I don't really understand that, but he's still a good player and offer him something different, I guess. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
But honestly, if Firmino doesn't perform, I feel like Jota can come in.
Yeah,
that's Firmino because recently he hasn't really been performing. Even the end of last season, he wasn't he hasn't been scoring goals. Just been Salah and Mane, really, isn't it?
I don't know if he even scored at Anfield last season. He might have scored 1 or 2.
Yeah, exactly. It was poor performance last season. Obviously, the two men up front, Salah and Mane, have been carrying them. But I feel like Jota could take his place if Firmino doesn't perform this season, because there's no reason why not. You've signed a player for 40 million. You're not going to play him. You're going to have to play him, aren't you? Yeah. So I feel like you can push him. Right. Obviously, the only team left in the first position is Manchester City. I honestly think that they've got too much quality for this league. Their team from top to bottom is just pure quality from attack to defence. The only problem they've got at the moment is obviously Aguero's injured. We all know that. But recently in their last game, Jesus got injured, which isn't good at all for them against Wolves. They haven't really got a striker. Their only striker they've got is Delap, who's a new youngster, come up from the under 21s. He's playing in. He's played in the Carabao Cup the other day. I think he's a decent player, but they're missing a striker big time. Like Aguero, when he was fit, 100% fit, he just used to score goals and goals and goals. But I still think their midfield and their wingers have got enough quality to score the goals that them strikers are missing. Yeah. The likes of Sterling, De Bruyne. De Bruyne is the best attacking fielder. I'd say the best attacking fielder in the world, 100%. There's no one that's better than him. He's proven every single game he turns up. Every single game he passes through. He just does stuff you just don't understand how he does it. I think he's up there with the best players in the world. But I think City, obviously, they're looking to sign a new centre-back. If they need to sign, I think, a new centre-back, because their defence always injured. Laporte is an injury-prone. He's a good centre-back, but he does get injured a lot, obviously. But their midfield is too strong. But I feel like that, obviously, with a season, obviously, it's different because there's no fans in the stadium. Like I said, half these teams that I've picked in this league table might not be there if there was stadium, if there was people allowed to be in stadium with atmosphere and stuff. I just think City as a team to play against another team in it's like a training game, I suppose, without fans. I feel like City have got too much quality for any other team that's in here. So I'll put them to win the title.
It really will come down to quality this season with no fans for the majority.
100%.
Hopefully we'll get fans back in some point during the season, but at least for the rest of this year, it looks like we're going to have none. So yeah, I agree. I put City top of the league. With the striker situation, they have so many wingers, they can just bang Sterling up top and Bernardo Silva can come in, Mahrez, they have so many options. Their midfield is probably the best in the league. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
The defence can be shaky at times. I think they need a left back. I don't think Mendy's up to the level that they need. But yeah, like you said, De Bruyne, 100% best player in the league. He'll create chances, make great assists, score goals. He'll do it all like he always does. And Pep's obviously, in my opinion, the best manager in the league. And so yeah, I think they'll win the title again for the second time in 3 years. Yeah,
I believe so as well. But I feel like obviously we've been done solid with getting Arteta from City. I think he's learned so much under Pep. Pep's a quality manager. Pep is up the top, and we've just got a player who's been with him, a manager who's been with him for quite a long time, a couple of seasons, and he's learned his ways. So I feel like he's going to bring the Man City way to Arsenal.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to win the Golden Boot?
Honestly, after the start, I honestly think it'll be Salah.
Yeah.
This season, I think it will be Salah, or it's going to be close between Salah and Jamie Vardy. The reason I'm saying that is because the likes of Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, obviously they've got Salah, but he will get goals. But Salah, Chelsea, like we've all got attackers that score. It's not like one attacker. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not one attacker that scores all the goals. We've got Aubameyang, Lacazette have been distributing between each other. I feel like us teams have been like we score goals more like with other players. With the likes of Leicester, with Jamie Vardy, he's their main goal scorer. He scores most of their goals, and I feel like he will be the Golden Boot winner or Salah this season. How about you?
I think it will either be Aubameyang or Mane. I think. I mean, I've been underperforming last few years. Aubameyang's been up there. He obviously won it joint with Salah and Mane a couple of seasons ago. One off Vardy last season, and we've been underperforming. So I think if we sign creative midfielders and creative players, we have Willian obviously as well. Create more chances, more clear-cut chances. I think he's clinical, isn't he? He'll get at least 20. And Mane is obviously his quality, scores all the time for fun. Salah will be up there with Vardy, but I think it's between Aubameyang and Mane personally.
Yeah, the reason I didn't put Aubameyang up there, I know he's going to score a few goals, but I feel like this season, it's not just we're not so dependent on Aubameyang. I feel like we've got other players that are like pushing into the team, like Eddie Nketiah, come on, scores goals. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's more distributed. It ain't just one-way street like last season, which is good for us because it makes us more confident with every other player. We don't have to depend on one player. Yeah, that's personally what I think. But yeah, anyway, that's our Premier League table predictions for this season. I mean, put some comments in the description of what you think of our predictions. I mean, there's going to be some people, some salty Spurs fans that we put them in 7th. You know, it is what it is. But put your predictions in there as well. I'd like to see what you guys think. And make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, we're a new podcast channel, so we're going to be making more videos like this. We're going to be doing week predictions for the game weeks, and hope you'd enjoyed the video. So we'll see you later. Peace.